Nancy Drew. What was it I was saying before? Get ready, detective sleuths and nosy snoops. Fumbled. Oh no. We're having problems. But
welcome to my latest
if you
case,
let
Lost
every
Dogs
problem
of Moon
stop
Lake.
you, you're
To stay
never gonna
playing,
get there.
choose either junior or senior detective. If you're new to adventure games or need some help, choose tutorial.
I'm a senior detective. I'm a senior detective. Am I a senior detective today? Feel so much like a junior detective
Dear Ned,
today.
remember Sally McDonald, the woman who took those photos that Dad has up in his office?
Coming to the
Well, she
conclusion
just
that
bought a
Nancy
house
does
in
not
Moon
tell
Lake,
anybody
Pennsylvania.
before she leaves.
A gangster named Mickey Malone built it back in the 20s as
That's why
his
she's
country
always
getaway.
writing
We're
Ned
talking
as soon as she
major
gets there.
fixer-upper. Anyway, last night Sally called and she said she desperately needed my detective skills. She refused to say why over the phone. Naturally, I said I'd drive to Moon Lake immediately. But weird things started happening the moment I pulled up. First, this big tree fell down behind my car
Drives
and
off
has me totally
immediately.
blocked in. And then a tree fell down behind my car just as I was driving up to the house. I'm blocked in.
Oh, the dead maple beside the driveway. Oh, they told me it was in danger of falling over when I had the place inspected. I just never got around to doing anything about it. Listen, call M's Emporium. That's a store on the lake. Emily knows everybody. She'll know who to call if she decides to answer her phone.
M's Emporium. I hope you guys have your detective notebooks ready. I sure do. M for Emily. Emporium. Very good. We love some good alliteration in here.
It's late.
Good
Won't the
point.
store be closed?
Where's my brain? Okay, look. I just bought a little outboard motorboat. I haven't used it yet, but the guy who put it in for me said it should run just fine. It's tied up at the dock out front. Just get in it and go. Go anywhere. Just get away from the house.
She must be really scared because let me tell you, as someone who's been around water their whole life in various, pools, lakes, sometimes the ocean, uh, that's not something you want to trifle with in the dark. See, I can't just take off in your boat. It's pitch black outside. Exactly. What on earth do you think is going to happen?
Why? What on earth do you think is going to happen?
The dogs. Those dogs. Out of nowhere. They're outside.
And you want me to go out there? Sally does not think things through. You should not listen to Sally. I'm writing it in my notebook. Don't listen to Sally.
Did you say dog?
Calling Bess. Oh, we have to do it. We have to do it rotary style? 1. Oh, nope, it's a fake rotary phone. 5, 2, 3, 5, 5, 5, 4, 4, 6, 8. Tell someone I've made it out here, just in case anything happens to me, in case Sally's got a reason to be panicked.
Nancy, how's it going?
Hey, Betty, there are some dogs around here that come out at night and are pretty scary. That's about all she had the chance to say before we got cut off.
Dogs aren't scary.
But I'm a
Maybe
dog
some
person,
other
so I'm not
kind.
worried. I'm staying here again. I drove in. I drove in today from River Heights.
I drove in today from River Heights to visit my friend Sally McDonald.
Now, why would you want to do a thing like that? The Malone house is no place for one young woman, let alone two.
It's better two people, though. What do you know about the women living here? That's a good question. Kind of accusatory? No. You know when you make an accusation, but it's in the form of accusatory? That's what I'm trying to say, but I am having speech problems, so. It's nothing like that's going to cause me intermediate problem. It's not a stroke, presumably. It's just it's a ongoing issue.
What do you know about the woman living here?
I talked to her a couple.
Did they ever attack Sally?
Did they ever attack Sally?
She never gave them the chance. After the first attack, she stopped going out at night. Just locked the doors when it got dark and sat tight until morning.
Were you just out here bird watching and also coincidentally watching ghost dogs attack this house? I mean, it's common advice not to get involved in a dog fight, so I wouldn't really blame you for not getting involved in a group of dogs attacking a house in the middle of the night, sir. But are you telling me that you were just like in a tree or something watching this unfold?
It's not safe to take the boat out at night.
See, she knows. Even Nancy knows. What happens if I ignore his warning and I just keep walking around? Whoa.
This is not good.
I just was gonna... Oh, I'm not in control right now. Whoa! They're really banging up the place. Oh no, they got glowy eyes. Give us all your dog treats today! Oh, we're coming in there and taking them by force!
After that, they started appearing pretty much every other night.
And leave the car, climb over the tree, and walk away. It's a good idea in theory. Maybe when the sun comes up. But what if the dogs chase me? They're fast. When they appeared, did they always do the same thing? That's a good question. Did they always come around the same time, or does it vary? They're both good questions, Nancy. It's almost like you're a detective.
Oh, and watch where you walk in the living room. Some of the floorboards are so rotten you could fall right through. And I keep hearing these faint squeaks and rustling type noises coming from below the floor. I hope you're not scared of mice.
It's all gone down in the notebook. No neighbors, pretty views, and home ownership. Truly living the dream minus the haunted dogs. Everything was so good! Except for the haunted dogs that seem to question the structural integrity of this building every night. Things were like shaking on the walls and everything.
Did you say I should call about getting rid of that tree?
Emily Griffin. She doesn't bother answering her phone sometimes, so don't call her. Go see her. Her store's on the west side of the lake. And brace yourself, M's Emporium is something else.
Emily Griffin of Emma's Emporium. You know, earlier in the game, before she remembered that it's the middle of the night, the place would be closed, she told me to call Emily's Emporium when she was trying to get me out of here before anything could happen to me. And why did you characterize the park ranger as a pain in the neck?
I'm curious. Why did you characterize the park ranger as a pain in the neck?
I left part of a ham sandwich on a picnic table once. Big mistake. From the way he
You're not
carried on,
supposed to do
you'd
that.
think I just made the FBI's 10 most wanted
You
list.
did.
I don't think he likes me.
Probably write down locations that I found but couldn't access in my notebook as well. It's come to bite me in the butt on other games. Above couch. I wouldn't like her either if I caught her littering in newspaper. Right! Listen, a ham sandwich may be biodegradable, but you don't want to teach the bears and the raccoons to come up, because then the park rangers have to kill the bears and the raccoons. Of course he'd be upset. Or they have to relocate them, like, really far into the woods or something. I'm really not sure. That's what the signs in Acadia National Park say. They say a fed raccoon is a dead raccoon. Because they can't be sure they don't have, like, rabies or whatever. And if they get, like, friendly with humans, then they're like, ah. This feels like it's still not quite enough.
I need to fix this. It's still not fixed.
Okay, Nancy, alright. My bad.
The boat's full of water.
Ah, no, it's full of water. Nuts. Let's bail it out with our bottle of drinking water. That's a bad idea.
I need to bail out the boat.
Alright. I think we can find a bucket. You ever go house sitting for someone and they leave you with every chore? Hey, a free screwdriver.
The
Hey,
spark
it's
plug is
broken.
missing.
We've got a diagram. It says death, explosion, warning, fire, doom, and don't smoke on this boat. Part of me wants to inspect like that barrel over there, but if it doesn't want to be inspected, then I guess it can't. Aha! A shed.
A face only a gnome could love.
Go around insulting the gnomes, Nancy. You never know what could happen. Could these possibly go together?
Key broke off.
Ah, Nancy, you were too rough with it. Ah. Let's see. For how long Sally's been there, it's amazing how little's been done with the place. How long has Sally been here? I did not take a note on that. It's like, we're going out to a cabin in the woods. And no one knows how long it's been there. Ah, we found the letter 1. And several birds. An old stump. The graveyard. Just what everybody wandering through the woods lost wants to stumble upon. At least a few weeks. Yeah, Sally could get it together. I think in my first conversation with Sally, I wrote down, don't listen to Sally. Another plank of wood for the floor. If nothing else, the water situation would have been handled. Could have, should have been. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Or the place could have been dusted. Could have at least swept, girl. Now I'm here. Maybe she was focused on like the upstairs. We never see the upstairs. We could imagine for her benefit, for Sally's benefit, that she's been working on the bedroom because that's where she sleeps. And she's just like, ah, there's spiders in here. Ah, the bed's got a hole in it. Ah, somebody better wash these things down at the laundromat. Yeah, thanks. I'll be here all week. Maybe the roof was leaky and she had to fix that first. It's true. Could be. Especially if it was like leaky right on top of like where she wanted the bed in the bedroom. You know?
Looks
You,
like paw prints.
you ever been camping and had the tent leak onto the bed and then you have to move it to a different location and then your socks get wet and then it's a whole thing. Let's see. I don't think I need to go grave robbing in this game. I mean, probably not. Floor is dangerous enough that it needs to be fixed to walk on, then I really don't think 3 boards and some nails will make it safe. She needs to get somebody who knows what they're doing out here for sure. But having it partially taken care of in the meantime would probably be good. I do not see a little man up there. Does he only go bird watching at night? That doesn't make sense. Can't go to the left, right? Can't. Right. My other left. Okay, so aside from the ghost dogs and the hole in the floor and the possibly poisonous water in the well and the mice and the dead tree and the all that, she's still living the dream. She still bought a house in the middle of a national forest. She just so it's a bit of a fixer upper. It's a minor thing. Okay, I cannot be stumped already. I refuse to be stumped so soon.
Hey, Sally, it's Nancy.
Nancy, hi, how's it going?
Do you know where
Your
a spark
outboard
plug
motorboat is
is?
missing a spark plug. Is there one around here by any chance?
I wouldn't know a spark plug if I swallowed one whole.
Jeez.
But you need that boat, Nancy. But I didn't. If they ever make procrastination a crime, I'm done for.
Nope, Sally's definitely just also suffers from procrastination a lot. Sorry, what did I miss? Or maybe instead of the spark plug, we borrow the known to be safe boat. I would 10 out of 10 go riding aboard to Nancy Drew. I think that would be. Okay, maybe she shouldn't do that, but you know.
Tombstones, but dirt. But he may have just been saying that so I'd buy the place. The only way to know for sure whether or not Malone is there is to start digging, and I'm certainly not going to do that.
Talk to you later.
Keep me posted.
What a suspicious time to end the conversation, Nancy. Nancy's like, well, I seek answers. So I'm gonna find that shovel. I'm gonna get out there. No, Nancy, don't do it. Dig, Nancy, dig. You follow that story, girl. Go get him. Find some haunted bones for the haunted dogs. Maybe they can be appeased. You never know if you never try. I do like his snark, though. He does have a lot of it. He's got snark and spades. Not exactly people. No, he's obviously a bird person.
You're not exactly a people person, are you?
I came to see birds, not people.
You don't happen to have any spare
You
spark
don't happen to
plugs, do
have
you?
any spare spark plugs lying around, do you?
What's a pretty young lady like you know about spark plugs?
So many things. There's the spark part that I know about them, and the plug part, and the outboard motor part. Enough to know that the engine on Sally's boat is missing one, and that I'm going to be stuck here until I replace it. Return the snark.
I'm a very curious person, Mr. Knott. I like to know things.
I might be able to help you out. After all, I was a Boy Scout. Be prepared.
Kayaks are better than canoes. Canoes are prone to overturning. My family had a canoe, and my mom and dad and brother capsized right after I got out of it. So my brother lost his glasses in the lake. Oh, not the glasses. It's funny though. Everybody else, aside from the glasses, everybody else came out all right. I'm assuming so. Been kayak people ever since. Yeah, they're so good. Kayaks. See, what did he say? Totally forgot. Might be able to help you out. Do you mean you have a spark plug I could buy? But I wouldn't want you to leave you unprepared.
But I don't want to leave you unprepared.
Well, just so happens I've got 2 spark plugs right here in my pocket.
Dang, that's a lot
Question
of spark
is, if I
plugs.
give you one, what do I get for it? I don't need cash, but maybe you could take a few pictures for me. Know how to use a digital camera?
I'm not above thinking that maybe Red Knot went to this boat and took the spark plug because he was worried that somebody would use the boat and the engine noises would scare away the birds. And now he's selling me back the spark plug that should have been in the boat. Yeah, everybody was fine. Excellent. I don't know anyone who just carries spark plugs. Right? Thank you. Again, appreciate the validation.
Done, okay? One more thing. You smoke?
Nope. Only when I'm on fire. Subtle foreshadowing.
Only when I'm on fire.
Oh,
I feel like it would be easier for everyone if he just engaged in his own hobby and got the photos himself, right? What's this guy do during the day? Why is he bird watching at night? So many questions about Mr. Red Knot. He's the park ranger. Of course, he's the park ranger. Look at him.
I'm Nancy Drew. I'm visiting the woman who bought the old Malone place, Sally McDonald. Do you know her?
Sally McDonald? Yes, I've had occasion to write her up once or twice.
What do you mean write her up? You find her for something? A half a Sam sand... Not a Sam sandwich. A ham
What do you
sandwich.
mean, write her up?
She littered. Food items, as I recall. An apple core, crust of bread, something like
Oh,
that.
she said it was...
She tried to argue that the animals would eat them, but litter is litter. And besides, feeding the wildlife is also illegal.
Mm-hmm. It's all as we've said. Be sure to remember that.
I'll be sure to remember that.
Being a
Go
park
feed
ranger can be a thankless job, Ms. Drew.
And don't you want to know, as a park ranger, what's behind those dogs' attacks?
Why do you think dogs would attack Sally's house?
Dogs can be trained to do almost anything.
Oh, that was so short.
Have you ever investigated the ghost dogs yourself?
Do you always ask this many questions?
Well, sir, you see, your job is like the park ranger, so you're basically like the only authority figure out here. And so I figured that if this lady's house is being attacked by dogs and you think they're physical dogs and you're like trained specifically to handle like animals and stuff, that you would see yourself as in some sort of position of duty to go find out what's going on. But if you don't see it like that, then that's, as a matter of fact, I do ask questions actually.
As a matter of fact, I do.
I'm a very busy man, Ms. Drew, but I am here to serve the public.
To be fair to him, you wouldn't believe Nancy with the glowing eye dog thing either. Mm. You know, he didn't actually dismiss her claim. He's just like, you know what? It's probably something that they're eating. Dogs, they'll eat anything. Glow paint, glow worms. Who am I to say? There are several types of hantavirus, but hantavirus pulmonary syndrome can cause an acute respiratory failure and death. The rodent most likely to transmit this disease to humans is the deer mouse. A deer mouse infected with hantavirus does not act or appear sick. I totally forgot about this when I rescued a wild mouse from inside a box one time. But it's okay, because I did not get bit. And I'm fine. User error would never occur on this stream. Technology is obviously the main villain here. You are correct. Thank you for standing up for the community. Stay awesome. Okay, infection occurs when tiny particles from the deer mouse saliva, urine, or droppings containing the virus are kicked up into the air, a process called aerosolization, and inhaled. Symptoms. The early symptoms of HPS can occur anywhere from 1 to 5 weeks after exposure. Dang, that's a long inoculation period. Fatigue, fever, muscle aches, headaches, chills, abdominal pain. How to avoid HPS. Avoid these areas and take precaution when cleaning them. Never sweep anything. Chores are for the weak, and you need not do it. Sorry, that was something else. Never. How old is this tree? 1934, pine seedling, 1954. Although this tree is growing straight and the narrow rings, blah blah. Oh, there it is. This is like not how big this. "62 years old when it was cut down." That is a fast-growing tree. I think they just decided to go with this graphic, and then they were like, "We only got room to put so many factoids on it. Can we make it 60 years old?" And they were like, "Yes, sure. Of course, it's only 60 years old, and big around as a man is tall." Please keep the park clean. Zoom. That looks like it's the size of a cut down redwood or a sequoia. There's no way it's only 60. That's what I'm saying, yeah!
My name's Nancy Drew.
Give her the
I'm
full
staying out at
rundown.
the old Malone place. You know, the house Sally McDonald bought?
Now, what's she doing inviting guests out to that old dump?
Whoa. Whoa, she's allowed to invite friends to help her clean up that old dump. I mean, what if she didn't read the hantavirus warning? Think about that.
She's got a little problem she's hoping I can solve.
Yeah, well, whatever. One thing's for sure, he's gonna wind up with a dose of buckshot in his hind end if he keeps tramping through people's yards making noises like he just popped out of a UFO.
He's making bird calls. As far as I know, birds didn't come out of UFO. But I can't prove it.
These so-called ghost dogs left very real paw prints. I saw some near the cemetery that's by the Malone house. Have you ever been there?
Can't say as I have. Poking around cemeteries ain't exactly a hobby with me.
Well, if you don't have a hobby of poking around cemeteries, where do you find
Where
your
do you
antiques?
find your... Achoo!
Bless you. It's all the dust. Sometimes I
Hantavirus
think
dust?
it grows on this stuff.
I'm gonna have to write you up for hantavirus dust. She dives for it? I
Are
don't
you
know.
saying you acquired this stuff illegally?
Well, of course not. It all washed up on shore.
The inflection of it all washed up on shore makes me to believe that maybe you made that part up. You know? Nancy Drew Scooby Doo crossover would be awesome. And if the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles could show up at the same time, just briefly, that would be peak right there. You sell
Do
sandpaper.
you sell sandpaper by any chance?
I do, but Mr. Birdbrain was in last week and cleaned me out. Said he was
Why?
tired of that observation platform of his giving him splinters in his hinter regions.
He sits on a chair. Ah! Right, it's not nighttime. The only bird watches at night, of course. Like all good bird watchers, don't let any of them ever try to convince you that birds are out during the day. That would be ridiculous.
Birdie?
A shoe? Hmm. You ever find a shoe in the woods? 'Cause, like, I did, but it wasn't orientated like that. It was orientated in such a way that, like, where the shoe would connect, like, if there was a body on the end of the shoe, it would be under the ground. That was a nervous flip. Tell you what, there was nothing attached to it that I could tell, so it all worked out. Cardinal. There you are.
I must have scared it.
Aw, no. Big ol' scary Nancy Drew. I don't know why I'm trying to make sound effects for it. It's making sound effects. That's just for the captions, for the hard of hearing. Although I did accidentally go ahead and make this game take up like half the screen, and it just goes right over top of the probably where the captions are gonna go, and probably where where the chat's been all night. But that's neither here nor there. It's still a full moon, and it will be till this mystery is solved. Hey
You
yo,
find all the
we need to
birds?
talk. Found some birds, but no matter how quiet I am, I've been scaring other birds away before I can take their picture. What am I doing wrong? Turtle Duck tried to tell us.
I found some birds, but no matter how quiet I am, I've been scaring other birds away before I can take their picture. What am I doing wrong?
You're wearing those clothes. That's what you're doing wrong. You need to blend in, like me. Go back over to M's tacky tourist trap and get yourself some camouflage gear. Only sensible thing that money grubber carries.
Camo gear. Well, it may be the only sensible thing that you think she carries now that you've stolen all the sandpaper. Can I
I'm
have some
sorry
of
to
that?
keep bugging you, but I need some sandpaper. Emily said you might have some.
Here, take it and scram. I was just about to call in I could.
Huh. You know, sandpaper's rather loud. Now that I come to think of it, was he just planning on... Of course he's got basically the full pack. This poor guy, he probably got out here to birdwatch, started sandpaper and realized it's too loud, and chose between getting splinters or birdwatching, as if he only has one night to birdwatch instead of several, and so he couldn't bring himself to sandpaper the thing.
It's stuck.
Really not sure what she did there that made it, or is supposed to make it unstuck. She used the whole pack? Nancy! Water can be contaminated by chemicals such as pesticides and fertilizers, by naturally occurring elements such as arsenic and lead, and by waste-borne microbes, which can cause such diseases as dysentery, hepatitis, garyitis, see factoid on garyitis under the health and safety tips, and cryptosporadicosis, where one sporadically turns into a cryptid. Well water that is contaminated may look and smell fine, which is why testing is imperative to ensure safety. I might stop for the night soon. I like to take Nancy Drew games to the point where I don't know what to do next, sleep on it, and then come back. Or, like, hit 4 hours, but, the struggle is struggling. What can I say? Right, well, water pump. Sounds like she did something. Work, I say, work! Yes! Great success. Y'all take a look at my inventory. The camera is now with the camo. Do you know what this means? This means that instead of slowly moving the camera toward the bird when I find the bird, I'm gonna slowly put on a whole new set of clothes in front of the bird and then take a picture. Just don't think about it too hard. You'll be fine. You know what time it is? Time for it to be nighttime.